Silver Rayleighs. Let's be honest here, in the recent chapters of One Piece, Monkey D. Luffy is doing things we have never thought we would see this early on. And the main reason for this is Silver's Rayleigh. Without Rayleigh, Luffy's not doing Future Sight. Without Rayleigh, Luffy's not doing Advanced Haki. And honestly, without Rayleigh, Luffy is not taking his love fruit to the next level that quickly when it comes to Gear 4th. Gear 4th uses a lot of Haki. Who's teaching Luffy Haki? Rayleigh. Rayleigh literally is the MVP when it comes to Luffy. And I feel like he accelerated Luffy's power scaling when it comes to him, how powerful he is. Because let's be honest here, Luffy's extremely strong for the age. He's only 19 years old and he's duking it out with some Yonkos right now. Luffy is right now goated for what he's doing. And that's because of Rayleigh. And Rayleigh is one of those characters where we see so many times where he comes through time and time again. Like, he has feats that we've seen. Like, there's a lot of old characters who have feats that we've heard about, but seeing feats is a different kind of energy. Seeing Rayleigh go up against Kizaru and seeing Kizaru hype up Rayleigh in a sense, saying how powerful he is, but then Rayleigh, of course, with his crazy Haki, able to attack this Logia Admiral insane. We witness Rayleigh low diffing Gear 4th. I know it's anime only, but let's be honest here, the anime sometimes does things where you can, I'm not gonna say it's 100% canon, but you can definitely feel like that was pretty much happening in the time span of the time skip. So definitely want to say him low diffing Gear 4th definitely raised some eyebrows. We witnessed Rayleigh and Advanced Haki before we even knew what Advanced Haki was, taking the, of course, the cuffs off of Kami, and of course against the elephant using the Advanced Haki 1, and Advanced Haki 2 was the cuffs against Kami. So Rayleigh just goated for that. We witnessed him speak about Future Sight. Of course, it was a flashback in Haki Island, but him talk about Future Sight and what are you gonna do when you face guys like this? And Luffy, of course, we learned he actually got Future Sight by facing Katakuri. Insane. The Dark King, in my personal opinion, deserves more hype. And the only mysterious thing about Rayleigh, in my personal opinion, is his name, the Dark King. What does it mean? And I feel like there has to do with a ability that's only unique to Rayleigh. Yes, only Rayleigh has this ability in the entire One Piece story. I'm gonna explain it more further in this video. So, like I said, guys, make sure you guys are really attentive. And while your attention is on the Yonko level, make sure you guys don't forget to subscribe to the channel and of course like the video. Try to get 500 likes for this video. Turn on notifications because I'm dropping a chapter video in less than 24 hours. So turn on notification guys, and let's not miss this chapter video I'm gonna drop. It's gonna be a reaction to the chapter. It's gonna be hype. One Piece chapter 1002. Now recently in the anime and of course in chapter 957 in the manga, we've seen the hype of the Rocks Pirates, Rocks D. Zabek, Edward Newgate, Charlotte Linden, and of course Kaido. Of course other characters like Shiki, but this crew was insanely powerful because all these legends were on this crew. And Garp and Roger were the ones to take down the Rocks Pirates. Even though Garp got all the notoriety and fame from it as being the hero of the Marines, he worked with Roger to take down the Rocks Pirates. Now, in this, of course, panel you see for the pirates, and of course we also see Roger and Garp. We see Roger and Garp, but we don't see Rayleigh, and I feel like Rayleigh never being mentioned is extremely interesting. We know that Garp, when talking about Rayleigh, said we can't go up against two legends at the same time, and was dying of laughter knowing that Rayleigh was about to be sold in an auction. Like, he knows how strong Rayleigh is, so definitely was an intense moment. I also want to say this, Garp and Roger probably had help. Yes, I think maybe Garp brought another legendary Marine with him to help him out that we just don't know about. We know that's Bogard, that character who never really gets shown. I think Roger, of course, had his crew, his major crew fighters, which were, of course, Silver's Rayleigh and Scopper Gavon. In my opinion, this is what probably was helping in this battle. Now, I'm not saying that they did like major stuff, but I'm saying they did definitely help, and I feel like Rayleigh helped the most when it comes to characters that have not been mentioned when it comes to just Garp and Roger. You gotta give Rayleigh some respect. He's one of Roger's first crew members, if not the first crew member of Roger's Pirate King crew. Now, I do want to say this, there's a whole huge debate on Odin and Rayleigh, and the debate on who's stronger. I have a video on the way that's going to discuss that, so make sure you guys turn on notifications. But I feel like when it comes to Odin, he has amazing feats in his prime, and Rayleigh has great feats in his old age. Like, look at what Kaido said about Odin. Yo, you can't deny Odin has amazing feats. He's been there, done that. I feel like Rayleigh, once we see him go in action in his prime, because we really saw Roger in that flashback, we never really saw Rayleigh. That's when we're truly going to understand the power of the Dark King. Remember that time in Fishman Island where we see Monkey D. Luffy 100,000 fishmen in front of his face. The future Pirate King uses Conqueror's Haki. Everyone in shock and awe. Zoro's like, yeah, you better be able to do that. Taking out 50,000 of those fishmen. And of course, a lot of people don't know this, but Rayleigh and Shanks had the ability to take out all 100,000. You know, Rayleigh did say Conqueror's Haki grows as you go on your journey. You can't really train it. That just shows you Rayleigh has experienced extreme stuff to have his Conqueror's Haki able to take out 100,000 fishmen. Like, the job would have been mostly done with Rayleigh just using his Conqueror's Haki. That scares me. How powerful is this guy who was beside Gold D. Roger, the Pirate King? Now, I do want to say this. We always saw how amazing his Armor Haki was. He was using Advanced Armor Haki 1 and Advanced Armor Haki 2 without us even knowing what they were. He, of course, talked about Observation Haki to Luffy having Future Sight before we seen it with Katakuri. Rayleigh is just a Haki specialist. Now, one thing I found extremely interesting is Silver's Rayleigh gets a lot of parallels. You see the thumbnail, Zoro and Silver's Rayleigh, of course. Zoro going to become the future right hand to the Pirate King, the future first mate to the Pirate King. And of course, Rayleigh was the first mate right hand to the Pirate King. So, of course, parallels are definitely going to be mentioned. But Rayleigh definitely has extreme parallels to other characters in the Straw Hat Pirates. I feel like the fact that he's extremely intelligent, has blonde hair, and used that kick against Kizaru, which Kizaru was a character which I think Sanji in the end of the story will be definitely having a battle with, because Sanji is a speed-based fighter, and Observation Haki and a speed like Kizaru. I think it just makes sense for Sanji to go up against Kizaru at the end of the story. I think and even the anime openings have Kizaru and Sanji going at it. Of course, we also know that he's a beast with a sword, has a scar on his eye, and like I said, Vice Captain to Roger, just like how Zoro has a scar and is a beast with the swords, and of course, he's going to be the Vice Captain to have the future Pirate King Monkey D. Luffy. Of course, Sanji has his differences. He's a cook. He uses fire on his leg with Diablo Jamba. Zoro has his 3-sword style, and of course, I feel like there's going to be one similarity that we just haven't seen post-time skip, that demon ore we saw in Enies Lobby and Saba Odi, especially the arc that Silver really gets introduced. We see Zoro use Ashura in only that arc at Enies Lobby. I could see Rayleigh, Dark King, Silver's Rayleigh, having a connection to that similar demon ore that Zoro used, Ashura. Now, I'm saying this, in Mr. 1 versus Zoro, we see an Advanced Haki and Observation Haki teased by Zoro. I think this unique Haki that only Rayleigh has in the entire One Piece story, Zoro will also tease it in this battle we're in right now. Yes, this current battle of the Worst Generation versus the Yonko. What I'm trying to say is this. I wouldn't be surprised if in this Wano battle, Zoro's eye, I know people always say Zoro's eye, it's a shotgun. He's already stealing Kinemon's attacks. But let's get serious here. Zoro's eye, I definitely feel like there's a mystery to that eye. That thing was highlighted after the time skip. And Sanji's like, what? A scar on his eye? And it never gets talked about. Something happened in that time skip for Zoro to have that scar with him and Mihawk. And I feel like it's going to be mentioned in this battle, because this is the first battle we're going to see Zoro go all out. Yeah, it took all these arcs. It took Fishman Island. It took Punk Hazard. It took Dressrosa. It took Zoe. It took Whole Cake Island. And it took Wano, Reverie and Wano. Like, that's how many arcs it took for Zoro to go all out. We're finally going to see it. He's on the rooftop. I know the jokes, but still, he's on the rooftop. And I feel like his eye, there's got to be a flashback with Mihawk, how he got that scar on his eye. And I think it will actually introduce a new type of Haki, yes. And this type of Haki has nothing to do with Observation, Armament, or Conquerors. I think this new type of Haki is just a unique ability that only, in my personal opinion, Rayleigh has. And that's why he got the title of Dark King. It's a demoness aura. Luffy, I think, will recognize it because he's been training with Rayleigh. If Zoro teases it, Luffy will be like, I saw Rayleigh use that also when he didn't want to show me or something like that. I think that'd be an epic moment in my personal opinion, seeing Luffy recognize his vice captain like his trainer Rayleigh. Man, oh man, the hype would definitely be real. And I'm gonna explain why they call him Dark King. He's a king. A vice captain to the Pirate King is also a king in his own right. And I feel like you gotta understand, Zoro's gonna have a combination of Kozuki Oden with using the Enma, and a combination of Silver's Rayleigh and new Haki. And definitely, I think at the end of the story, he's gonna surpass Rayleigh and Kozuki Oden. So I'm debating on who's stronger between Oden and Rayleigh in their prime. At the end of the story, Zoro will surpass both these characters, just how Luffy's going to surpass Gold D. Roger. Yes, the hype is real for the Straw Hat Pirates. They're going to do things that are surpassing the Pirate King's crew. And you can't deny that at the end of the story, it's going to be extreme greatness. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this new type of Haki. Do you think there's a possibility that there's a new type of Haki, a fourth type of Haki that only one man was able to use, Silver's Rayleigh, giving him a unique edge? Now, of course, I'm not saying this new type of Haki means that Rayleigh is the strongest character of all time. I just think this new type of Haki is something that other characters can't use, and definitely would, how to say this, differentiate him from other characters. I think if Zoro is able to use it, oh man, the discussions are going to be insane. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Like and share if you enjoy. Like it your own if you enjoy. Subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the Legend Mac, and I'm gone.